Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Racing Insiders podcast. I am Kate Dillon from Crate Insider, and I'm here today with Steve Hendren from Hendren Racing Engines. This evening. Yeah. Today. It's still a day. Yeah. I don't know. It's a day.
It's dark out.
Well, you know, in 2 days.
And cold as fuck, by the way.
It is chilly.
Yeah.
It's very chilly. And 2 days from now, you know what 2 days from now is, right?
What?
Is winter solstice.
Oh.
The shortest day of the year.
So hopefully that shit will turn around.
No kidding. I am way tired of this being like dark at 5:30.
Yeah.
Like I am OVER it. Over it.
Yep.
For sure. So yeah, I see Brian's here. He says, howdy, y'all. So howdy, Brian. Hello. It's quiet in here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a Monday. Were you on the phone all day?
Half the day.
Yeah, me too. Only half.
Yep.
Only half. So, not the whole day.
Wasn't super horrible.
No, it was a good day. We're wrapping up the event guide for the Cars Racing Show. So that's going out to print tomorrow. We're pretty darn excited about that. Yeah, you'll probably hear a little bit more about that during this show.
Cool. Probably.
Well, it's pretty much on my mind. You know, there's just so much planning that goes into having a racing trade show. Very exciting. You know, so many great exhibitors that are going to be there this year. And I see Scott is here. He says, hi from California.
Yep.
Hope you're all staying warm out there on the frozen coast.
Oh, it's about to get ugly.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be I think 15 degrees, high of 30s or some shit this weekend.
No.
I know.
No.
You know, I mean, of course, half the time we're bitching about the heat, so bitching about the cold, I can throw on enough layers of long underwear.
Is there anything that you don't bitch about? That's what the hilarious thing is.
Well, I do. I got pet peeves, damn it.
Oh, I know. So many.
It's too hot. If it's too cold.
I know. Goldilocks. I'm going to start calling you Goldilocks. Is there any just right?
Yeah. 70 degrees and sunny.
Yeah. So San Diego, California.
Or where I grew up, yeah.
Yeah. And I see Mike is here. Says, howdy, Kate and Steve. I like how he caps locks me always. It's awesome. And Paul says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to Paul's here's from Australia. Merry Christmas to everybody that's on the show. Tell us about your exciting plans for Christmas.
I don't have any exciting plans for Christmas.
You do really. Too.
Well, I mean, we have our Christmas party coming up.
Yes, this Friday.
This Friday.
Yep.
So if anyone is in the area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if anybody's in the area, let us know. And we'll shoot you an invite because we actually rent out a place. Mm-hmm. We have Rock and Randall, who does an amazing job doing the music. We'll have some catering coming in, full bar. You got kegs on the way.
Yep. There may or may not be gambling involved.
Yeah, there might be. It could happen. Yeah. No, we have a good time. Our Christmas party is an ordeal. We've been doing it now. How long have we been doing this?
Gosh, when did we start?
I don't even know.
7 years ago?
Probably.
8 years ago, something like that?
Yeah, we generally do it on the Friday before Christmas. So sometimes that we end up being a week and a half before or whatever. You know, we've done it on Christmas Eve before. Mm-hmm. So it's generally the Friday before the Christmas.
Just depending on what people got going on. We could have 25 or 80 show up.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So either we roll through the food or we
roll through the food and the beer or
or
we've got leftovers for a week.
Or the beer's gone and then we hit up the liquor.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always something. Yeah. I make my famous peppermint martinis. That's actually my personal recipe that I came up with.
And you do your salted caramel martinis.
Salted caramel martinis. Yeah, they're pretty simple. You can Google that. It's 2 ingredients.
The peppermint martinis are a hit always.
They are. Yeah. Ooh, and I got something exciting. I didn't mean to show it on the show, but it happens to be on the table. Did you see that yet?
Yes, I did. You showed me that yesterday.
Oh, I didn't tell people. So I usually with my peppermint martinis, I rim the glasses with peppermints. And so all of these years, I've never had one of these cool bartender things where you can put the salt, margarita salt, and actually that's lime juice. That's what makes it sticky. Yeah. So I've always just kind of winged it and figured it out. But now I'm going to be official. So
awesome.
I actually didn't know it was called for a long time. I had to do some Googling to figure it out.
I would have known you could be a bartender.
Well, I used to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was a bartender at Outback way back in the day.
The day.
Whatever the day was. It's just like long time ago. All right. And let's see, we got some comments here. Dave says, it's Dave Hammond here from Hammond
Dave.
Motorsports. We're going to see Dave in a couple weeks here. Steve, it's always sunny and 70 inside up here in Iowa.
That's because Iowa does not exist.
No, he's saying it's inside.
Oh, inside. Okay.
Perfect weather inside.
God, I wish it was 70 inside my shop right now. Holy hell. We fired up the wood stove finally, so
yeah,
it can be 70 after about an hour and a half of being there.
Yeah, your shop is big. Mine's little, and so I turned on the heaters. Tori said that because I turn everything off on the weekends, just because it's just there's just too many questions I have. So she said she got there this morning. It was like 41 degrees. I was like,
yeah,
wow. Yeah, I know it was really, really cold.
A little chilly.
Mike says, does Steve ever complain about being too big?
Yeah. I need to lose some weight.
I doubt that's what he meant, but we're gonna go with it. All right, Mark from Canada says, love your show. Hope you both have a great Christmas. Thank you. That's so kind of you. Yes, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Brian says, no North Carolina trip this Christmas. Been a tradition since 2006. Hopefully next year.
Yep.
Yeah. And I love, for anybody who's just listening, I can't see this.
I love his profile. Yeah.
His profile picture is a picture of a coffee mug that says Facebook jail inmate.
I can totally relate to that.
Well, yours was so bad.
Actually, I got a death sentence.
You totally did. Yes, you
deleted my whole fucking profile.
Sure did. One that you'd had for what, 15 years, 20 years,
since 2006 or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Fortunately, I was able to download all my photos and everything I had saved, so I've still got all that. But
yeah, that's really good. And Brian says, "Nice hoodie, Steve." Actually, I had that hoodie on.
I got it for free.
Today. You know somebody.
I know somebody.
It was not free, but yeah, you know somebody.
Well, I got it for free. You might not have, but I did.
All right. And Brian says 13 here this weekend on Long Island.
Yeah.
Nice and toasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a hard no for me. I grew up in the Midwest, like Minnesota and Iowa. So I, you know what? I met my quota.
Yeah. I'll be a whiny bitch this weekend, probably.
And so what's new, Steve?
Gotta complain about something.
There's always something. All right, Donine says, speaking of weather, Nebraska says hold my beer. -25 to -50 degree wind chill for the next 3 days.
Yeah, screw that.
It's a whole lot of hell no is what that is.
No thanks.
No, I was in Nebraska a few years ago up there for a Race Logic chassis school for the IMCA stock car chassis school. Going back this year, not to Nebraska, but going to Iowa in January. And I'm going to Dave's shop actually for the Race Logic chassis school. So it's pretty exciting.
My uncle had a ranch in northern Montana. His north fence was Canada, actually. And I've been up there before in 50 below. And that's like a whole new, I mean, it's so dry. It's so dry. It's a dry cold. Yeah. Like I was in Omsk, Siberia, Russia in like 45, 40 below, shit like that. And that was not like that was still tolerable.
Yeah. See,
the coldest I've ever been in my entire life was in Ukraine, right next to the Black Sea, and it's like 10 below.
Yeah.
But the humidity was just, obviously because you're next to the sea, it was outside.
Well, that's what it was like. I mean, being in Minnesota and Iowa, Minnesota, obviously even colder.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've definitely seen like 30 below. And when you get a little bit of wind and you got that humidity, I mean, it just absolutely chills you to the bone.
Yep.
And now I'm a little bit wimpier. I'm like, oh, my feet are cold. Oh, my butt's cold. I'm not having fun anymore.
Exactly.
It's actually, that's always my rule about camping. It's like, my butt is cold. I am not going to have fun anymore.
That's why you go glamping and not camping.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. I'm a fair weather everything. So there we go. Other than friend. I'm not just a fair weather friend. But as far as activities, I don't want to do anything when it's too hot or too cold or too rainy or it doesn't. None of that. All right. Let's see. And this is a good one. Doug says 50 degrees in San Jose today. Brutal cold.
Yes, I know. Damn it. Shit.
Yeah. And Tommy says, not so pretty here in northeast Pennsylvania. Outside work sucks. Oh yeah. I can't do outside work. Yeah. Never could. Never cared. Never could. Darren says, hi guys. So hi, Darren. Thanks for being here. Mike says negative 40, 40 below is 40 below. Who cares if it's wet or dry? It really does make a difference.
It makes a difference.
and how windy it is. Like the wind speed, it really does make a difference. Because I've been in brutal cold. If it's not windy and it's like really dry, it's not nearly as bad as that wet, windy.
Absolutely.
I guess that's why they call it wind chill. Yep. How much, because there's one thing like what it is and then what it feels like. So. Yeah.
I mean, it like 40 below with no wind. Like your heat aura that goes around you, you can actually stand there practically butt ass naked.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, but seriously, I mean, you can stand there.
Yeah.
And with no wind, is it cold? Yes. But it's not 40 below with like 1 mile an hour wind.
I mean, on the flip side of that,
it blows that heat away from you.
Well, on the flip side, when it's like 98 degrees and there's no wind, I mean, you cannot sweat enough to even take put a dent in it.
Here you can't for sure.
Yep. And Lydell Body Shop says you guys have a great Christmas, and same
Absolutely,
to you. Dave is here, says Dave Goebel.
Mm-hmm.
What up, guys? Long time no talk. Steve, did you book your hotel yet for when you come up in January for the chassis school? If not, we got to get you a room by our stomping around in Aliquippa or Monaco. The answer is yes. That room is booked.
Yeah.
The my part of the we has already booked.
But hey, I did see your badass Christmas costume.
Is this the Grinch and like Mrs. Claus? This was so good. Yeah, yes, awesome. Dave, that's great. And so I think there's still some seats available for anybody who's looking for the Dirt Late Model Chassis School that's going to be up in Pennsylvania. It is January 28th and 29th because we're flying up. Well, I've got to get the flight yet.
Yeah,
I've been just kind of checking and see if the prices are going to adjust at all. They've been kind of the same,
probably not,
and a little bit on the high side. So trying to see if they would do that, but we do have a room, so it's good. Jason Siri says Merry Christmas. Y'all hope to get up and get them rims. Yeah, come on up before I sell out, because they've been things come into my shop and they find new homes. They come into my shop, they find new homes. That's exactly. And for anybody who doesn't know what I do, I sell race car parts. And so I order lots, I sell lots, and they kind of flow in and out. Tommy says, wind is the killer. I can do cold on these gas pads, but the wind kills you. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Jason did pick up a thermostat this week. He says, love the thermostat. Nice. So our Arts Radiator thermostat, that is one heck of a piece right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
We've talked a little bit about it on the show. Really a great fuel saver and great performance there. Mike says anything below 60 degrees, you'll find me next to the wood stove.
I'd love for it to be 60 degrees right now. We'd be out on the back porch.
Yeah, I know you've always liked being on the back patio. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're not doing that. I'm glad. Yeah. I like a climate controlled environment.
Right.
I really, really do. Dave says, nice. I'll see you guys there. And costumes were fun for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was awesome.
He was dressed as the Grinch. That was epic, epic costumes. Yeah, I don't have, as much as I love costumes, because I truly love costumes, as you well know. And I don't know how people will interpret that, what I just said, but no, I mean like legit costumes. I have Wonder Woman and Batgirl and all kinds of crazy ones. So it's surprising that I don't have any Christmas costumes. Yeah.
Your cat does.
Yes, he has many. He can be Santa.
Poor little bastard.
He can be Santa. He's got an elf costume. He's a black cat, so I don't dress him up normally I don't. I got him bat wings this year.
Yeah.
He was Bat Cat.
Well, you got him that.
I did. Oh, yeah. It's sitting on the table. His little angel shirt, because he's a little angel. Steve made fun of me because it was pink. That was the only color they had.
I made fun of him because it was pink.
Well, I mean, yeah, he doesn't care.
He cared. He wanted that thing off.
But he's so adorable. He's my little angel. He's my little angel.
By the way, if there's any questions on anything,
you guys, absolutely. That's why we're here. And any questions you guys have, tech questions or otherwise,
just shoot the shit about random stuff.
Yeah, like we've been talking about the weather for a while, but it's actually interesting, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I like Jeremy's point here. He says you don't hear the kids hollering when y'all are inside. That's true. Or the air conditioner, or the people who, I'm trying to be nice because I normally would use more foul language. The really loud cars that go by.
Yeah.
And I don't mean mufflers. I mean with their stupid music. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got a question right here. So Ryan has a question for you. Do plug wires make a difference on a 604? If so, what are the top 3 brands?
I mean, you don't want to go buy AutoZone wires. I can tell you that. But like, honestly, the ones I prefer are usually the ones that last the longest, and have some of the least resistance. So I mean, I don't have a top 3. I've got a top 2. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be the Moroso Ultra 40s, which is what I actually prefer, ultimately, or the Crane Firewire. Or it's not Crane, it's Fast Firewire.
Yep.
Those are 2 good wires, and then I've also used the what's her name?
Well, did you use those Scott wires at all?
Scott wires, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, to talk a little bit though, there was a time we had heard when we first got the Fast Firewire. This was back when it was still Crane.
I'm not a fan of those. Those ones that are like as big around as my freaking thumb.
Okay. The multi one? I
don't know what they're called, but like Willie's shown me some stuff on those that Willie at Willie's Carburetor and Dyno Shop. He's shown me some stuff on those where no, I'd never use those, but I don't remember the name. I don't want to like trash anybody's shit, but
yeah.
I mean, the stuff we've tested, what works out the best lasts the longest. In other words, you can like 2 seasons out of them or more is going to be that Ultra 40 or the Crane Firewire. I mean, the Fast Firewire.
Well, but we've been using them since it used to be Crane, and then Crane Ignition was sold to Comp Cams where they
changed the branding to Fast.
Correct. Yeah. So no, with that though, what was very interesting is when we first got those wires and we're trying them out, they talked about how these they block out electronic noise, which basically sounds like a bunch of BS, to be perfectly honest.
Well, no.
No, but it's like, okay, well, how do you improve that? Until we put them on the dyno and you put the clippy thing right on the wires, and you guys couldn't get any readings,
right? Because
they wouldn't come through. They were that well protected. Yeah. I thought that really showed me a lot. I mean, I'm just a novice, but it was definitely a really good demonstration that I like to talk about. So yeah, I do have both of those.
And are there better brands out there? I honestly don't know. I mean, it's so hard to test everything. Mm-hmm. But like, as far as like making power, I've never seen a difference. Like, you can go buy a cheap ass set of AutoZone wires, and is it going to make the same power on the dyno? Yeah. How long is that going to last? Probably like, I don't know, 1 race. But,
I
don't know. So.
Like when you start having electronic issues, though, that's that whole like ghost in the machine kind of stuff. It just sucks. I've seen you guys trace wires, right. and you're trying to.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm just not a fan of like the cheap stuff because it's just not going to last as long.
Mm-hmm.
But have I seen like 5 horsepower? Or, like there was some wire company like claiming like 20 horsepower in their spark plug wires at one point.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, yep, all right, tried them. Yeah, not one shit bit of difference versus any other wire I've ever tested.
Right.
It's kind of almost the same as spark plugs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Jason says, are you going to do a video of the DRP bearing spacer tool we talked about? Yeah, probably. I know that DRP is going to be at the Cars Racing Show. So I'll probably try to sit down with, I don't know if Lenny's coming or if it's one of his guys. And that would be the hub. What's the thing with the measuring thing on it? That I just.
Are you talking about the bearing spacer?
Hub end play gauge. is the one we were talking about. I think it was the hub end play gauge, and I didn't have a video on that one. So probably try to take a look at doing something with those guys. Yep. And then Ryan, back to the spark plug wires. What is the preferred size? Usually using 8mm on all this stuff, right?
8mm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Billy says, can't wait for the car show. Bring the fat man on. Got to get to the new year and head to the Carolinas. Absolutely. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a good show. Really good. And Jeremy says, will those 20 horsepower wires work on a 602?
They won't work on a fucking lawnmower. I can tell you that for a fact. I mean, yeah, no.
But did you get to pick a cool color? That's half of it right there.
There was people pushing them things at one point, and I'm like,
there were people that swore by them.
Oh my God, it's just
absolutely.
It's almost embarrassing. Like if you're an engine builder and you're pushing a product, especially a spark plug wire that you claim is like 20 horsepower better, you should be embarrassed.
Well, you better have the data, is what I would say.
Well, problem is there is no data. So all they're trying to do is they're buying something for 50 and selling it for 300 is what it comes down to.
Yeah, there's a few things out there. I know there's more profit to be made, but I just won't do it if it's not really the right product. So,
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions that you've been talking about this week? I know I was asking you.
Again, you always ask me and I can never remember, but
yeah,
nothing that I
Okay, so speaking of questions, what is your favorite Christmas dinner? You have to have favorites.
I don't, because, well, I mean, so I like turkey at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So Christmas, like in my family growing up, we would always do like roast beef.
Oh, yum.
So.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would be it.
Like, yeah, and just put it in the oven, kind of roast beef, or did you guys grill it or smoke
it?
No,
Mom would make it. I had no idea how she made it. I just
okay.
ate the shit out of it. So.
Okay.
But I'm not a big fan of Christmas dinner. So.
Okay. Okay. All right. Jeremy says his favorite is tacos.
Tacos.
There we go. Mike has a great suggestion. He says AutoZone wires work best when running abgas. That's right? True. That's true. I love it. I love it. Doug says my 10-year-old Taylor wires are still just fine.
Yeah, I mean Taylor's good too. You know, honestly. I mean Taylor's been around for years. I mean, I remember when we had our auto parts store in California back in the, from 1976 until we moved here in 95. We sold the shit out of Taylor wires. And back in those days, yeah, that was the best you could run.
Nice. Yeah, maybe something to take a look at. Yeah, and you guys jot down what your favorite Christmas dinner is. It's kind of fun to see the answers. Mike says, my favorite Christmas dinner is one that is handed to me and I didn't have to pay for it.
That works too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, and Donine says, ham and beans with smoked ham hocks. Yum. Yeah. We used to have ham, like they'd be like the whole Christmas ham kind of thing.
Our Christmas dinner for our Christmas party.
Yeah.
is going to be meat products or chicken wings, chicken strips,
meatballs,
an assload of meatballs.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other stuff that people bring.
And lots of alcohol.
Yeah.
And cookies.
I think Pat said tonight she's going to make a lasagna for us.
Oh, nice.
Like one of those big, giant lasagnas that she makes.
Yum. Yum.
So we'll have that too. So it'll be just random. It's not necessarily dinner. It's going to be,
Yeah. Yeah. But
come to a party, get drunk, eat some food.
There we go. All right. Oh, and Darren says prime rib and shrimp. Yummy. And he's quite the cook. I know Darren's quite the cook. Craig says his favorite is lasagna and garlic bread. Yeah. Okay. All right. Bill Pink is here. He says, how do I get Steve to come by my booth at the car show? I would like to meet him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll walk over there for sure. Yeah. You'll probably see the whole show this year, and it's not as hectic. I won't have as much like tasking you with type stuff. So.
No. I mean, year before last, I was a little bit busy, but
yeah. And you do a lot to help out with everything that I'm doing. So, I mean, I'm super grateful for that.
And then I'm like a sleep in kind of person on the weekends. So,
unless you've got a damn good reason to get up earlier, which you did this weekend.
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah, we went shooting this weekend. So, which was a freaking fun time. Me and two of my friends went shooting when we, I think we went through about 1,000 rounds of everything from 5.56, 9mm, 45, 5.7 by 28. I mean, we were blasting everything we could blast.
Yeah,
it was a great time.
Well, I mean, when you just kept on bringing gun after gun after gun, I'm like, oh my god, there's like an arsenal. I feel like we're I feel like we're like arming the militia right now.
And my one friend Eric Darling, he's been on the show before. Mm-hmm. He's a Marine scout sniper, and so I had a new, which I built. It's a 8-inch AR-9, so 9mm AR platform pistol that I built. And then my friend John, he had a brand new Daniel Defense 5.56 AR-15. So Eric, he was able to like sight everything in for us, and then we just plugged and played all day long. It was awesome. Nothing
like having a master marksman, like right by your side. Exactly. That's incredible.
A damn Marine Scout sniper sighting shit in for you.
Yeah.
Now, what was interesting was, so both John and I are left-eye dominant and shoot left-handed on rifles, but we both shoot right-handed on pistols. Just bring the pistol over to your left eye.
So do I. Yeah.
But what was interesting though was like where Eric would sight in right-eye dominant and being a actual freaking dude who can shoot.
Right.
Like where I'd group or John would group versus where he grouped going left eye and not being, professional shooters.
Yeah.
So then we were able to adjust for me and John and still get our shit, dead bullseye.
Nice.
So
that's great.
We had a good time. It was fun.
We've got some more questions here. So Jeremy says, Steve, have you ever messed with the Ford equivalent crate engine of the 602? I wonder why organizations don't allow it to run.
I have not actually, no. And I know back in the day it was like a cost thing. In other words, the price of the engine, and Ford was not putting any money into any series.
Okay, I've got a few more comments on this.
Whereas GM was actually dumping money towards series to have their crate engines run.
Well, I can tell you back in 2014, I called Ford because as starting Crate Insider, it was brand new. I was just launching the website, and I called. I know that the whoever's in charge of the motorsports department, I can't remember his name now, he's like super involved in like either drag racing or off-road or something like that. And I told him what I was doing. He took a look at the website and he says, yeah, that looks kind of light in content. I don't think we'd be that interested because I was going to be open, whatever crates. Mm-hmm. But I would also say I did not recall that there was a Ford equivalent to the 602. Because I thought the 347 Junior was a lot more equivalent to the 604.
Well, the stuff I remember, I assume
it's been years.
I assume they probably have one, but yeah, everything in the day was like, they're trying to like match the 604.
Well, even so, with any of that sealed stuff, anything that would need to be resealed was going through Ford Motorsports. It wasn't being, you just didn't have engine builders involved. No. And we see.
Well, and again, the reason Chevrolet dominates the sport is because they're the ones dumping the money into sanctioning bodies and
absolutely,
stuff like that.
Well, and a lot of times you'll see dealerships that are supporting series. Yep. Well, that money from those dealerships is coming from their GM advertising money, and Ford doesn't do the equivalent.
No.
So it's not whether we like Ford or Chevy. It's like what's available and who's here to support it. That's what makes the most sense.
Exactly.
Yep. Now, Mike actually has a really good suggestion for how Bill Pink can get you in his booth.
Yeah.
Mike says, Bill, just put up a sign that says free beer.
Fuck yeah. I'm there.
Oh, and I see Neil is here from Hooker Harness.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, it's awesome seeing you. He says, what's up with my peeps? We are getting ready for our Christmas party, and then we can't wait to see you guys at the racing show. Yep. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have a blast. Absolutely.
Bring me a new hoodie, please.
Oh my gosh, it just cracked me up. I saw Tori was wearing her hooker hoodie last week. So
I saw
it's
that
like
when I was in there.
Hookers save lives. That just doesn't get old. If you're anywhere outside of the racing industry, that's just hilarious.
Right.
Yes.
I should have worn that tonight.
You've worn it a bunch on the show.
Yeah, I've worn it a bunch on the show, but
yeah.
It's just
Tori was wearing
every
hers.
time I go out in public, especially around here, it's like people either laugh at me and go, "That's a fucking awesome hoodie," or they look at me like I'm the devil.
Pretty much.
Which I love because it's like
they're probably looking at me like, "Oh my god, that poor girl!
That poor girl's a hooker."
No, either. Oh my god, that was not where I was going. Like, well, we know that I don't think she's a hooker, but like, oh my gosh, like she's with him and he's being so disrespectful to her. Mm-hmm. I can totally see that being. Who knows what the rumors are that are flying around this town?
So everybody get a hooker harness and buy a freaking hoodie or a t-shirt because they're awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Neil says we had free beer and you guys didn't show up. Yeah. Hey Neil, no, we didn't make it to PRI this year. I was gonna be there. I was planning on being at PRI this year, and it just didn't work out. So,
yeah, Jimmy got sick or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he's all better now. So I didn't make it up to Indy at all. That's why. So yeah. So Steve, you need to do a better job. You're Mr. Social Butterfly. You need to like spread your wings a little bit there, buddy. Get out to everybody. And Mike says, we ran a Ford crate engine that was equivalent to the dirt car 358s and won with it. It was around $12,000 about 9 years ago. Yeah, I can't remember which one that was, but it's like the 347 Junior was with the 604s, and then there was something else that was for the 5.
Yeah, they were, I can't remember back in the day. They were like $3,000 to $4,000 more. Now, they had better parts in them. I mean, I was going to say they had aftermarket parts in the Ford engines. Mm-hmm. Where the Chevys did not really.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting because you go to the asphalt side of things and they can do a lot of adjustments with the bodies and everything so that you can have the Chevy, the Ford, and the Dodge all working all running together. But it's just so much harder, I think, on dirt to have the equivalent. We've got so many more variables involved in that. Alan's asking you, does Steve drink anything besides beer?
I'm a huge fan of whiskey. Whiskey is not a huge fan of me. I'm a huge fan of vodka. Vodka is not a huge fan of me.
No, I mean,
I'm a huge fan of tequila. Tequila is not a huge fan of me.
Okay. I think
other than that, I like some good red wine every now and again.
Well, I think you like vodka and tequila, but you love whiskey and absolutely love a really wonderful Scotch whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really, and that's something you can appreciate and not slam or anything like that. Just you've got a few that you really enjoy. So yeah. And Neil says he still loves us. He says, still love you guys. We love you for sure. Absolutely. We're gonna have so much fun. So much fun. And Cameron's here. He says they like my Hooker Saves Lives in Miami past week. So cool. Advertising hookers, harnesses.
Yeah.
And working on tires in the middle of Miami. Pretty interesting.
There you go.
Oh my God. Y'all made me look like such a pimp. That is hilarious. Oh, that's great. And Cameron says, thank you, Neil, for that. For absolutely. So good times. Yep. Anything on your Christmas wish list, Steve? What's on your wish list for Christmas?
Nothing.
Don't really need anything?
No.
You have everything you've ever wanted?
No. I mean, like, usually when bad shit happens to me, it always happens around Christmas. So let's hope for nothing bad happening.
Well, hopefully, let's flip the script. You know how I am about negative words. So what we're going for is all positive and wonderful, magical things.
Let's do that.
Happy magical.
Right.
Yes. All right. And actually, Neil knows what to get you for Christmas. RTV.
Fuck you, Neil.
Oh, and Doug says he got a jug of Johnny Walker Blue from a customer for Christmas.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's not necessarily that I like the Scotch. I like some Scotch whiskeys, but I just like the higher end bourbons and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. And then we'll bust those out every once in a while and have like a whiskey tasting party. That's pretty fun. You also like some shine.
Good cigar to go with it or something.
Yeah, good cigar. And then you've also like some moonshine, like good moonshine.
Well, yeah, that East Tennessee shit's hard to beat.
Yeah, they do a good job. We got some good folks who can.
I got some good customers bringing gifts.
Yes.
And thanks.
It always works. It always works. Yeah, I don't think I'm pretty happy with everything I have. I don't need anything really. No.
I'm like, nah.
No,
not really.
No, but this is our last show before Christmas.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and then next week will be our last show
before New Year's.
Which means it'll also be our last show of the year. We should probably plan some extravaganza of a show next Monday.
Why don't you do like some giveaway shit or something again?
Well, I'll be doing a lot of giveaways at the show though.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, at the Cars Racing Show. We'll do some interviews and stuff. Maybe we might even like shoot a podcast there or something. I don't know. We're not making any promises because it could be busy. But I mean, we know it'll be busy.
Honestly, I think it'd be a good idea to do something from the show.
Of course it would be. Absolutely.
Now you could go live from the Christmas party this Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, not like in a podcast way, but you can like go live and be like, check out the Christmas party.
So could you?
I could, but I probably won't because I'll be having my friend Eric Darling driving me home probably.
You know that I'm gonna have this Christmas party. I'm gonna have like one drink. I'll be done. So you know that. I mean, yes, I can drive you home. Yes, because you live next door. So.
Where's that? Yeah.
We're neighbors. Yeah, it's like straight up beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's all good. Yeah, I think that's all we got. I don't see any more questions. Just kind of wrapping things up.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's like 7:35.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Well, I can.
Yeah, you got. Oh, how are you doing on your fantasy football? Did you have football tonight?
I won all three again this week.
What?
So
wow.
My high dollar league, now I got a 50-50 shot of winning the Super Bowl because we go to that puts me in the Super Bowl for that league.
Wow.
Next weekend.
Uh-huh.
And then my other two leagues, I'm already in the playoffs on one. The playoffs and the other one starts next week.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
I'm like, which I don't know. It's been a weird ass fantasy football year.
Yeah.
So I don't expect to win any of them, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. And Cameron says, "Happy holidays and thank you for what you do for so many." Donine says, "Ever tried Pendleton?"
No.
Mm-mm.
No, not that I recall.
Yep.
Now I've got like a really good friend of mine. His name's Tamar, and he actually collects really high end whiskeys.
Yeah.
And he brought some over here one night.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh my god, that shit was
good. Party.
I don't even remember what it was.
Wow. Oh, this is a trip. Royce says it was 23 degrees in Mojave, California this morning.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
No, it's crazy. And Cameron says he did advertise at the PRI, the Cars Racing Show. It's awesome. Absolutely. And you should. Oh, and Donnie says you should.
I absolutely will.
Yep. Well, thank you for that, Cameron. Really appreciate it. Well, I think we're going to wrap things up. You have any final words, final Christmas wishes for anybody?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all.
And to all a good night.
And to all a good night.
That works.
We'll see you guys next